Hello, my happy readers! It's Shedtime Stories with Issy. Are you ready to share a new story? Well, I have chosen one with a rather large project to it. The title is A Slide, Some Swings and Otter Things. If you have this book at home, you can read along with me. The author, the person who has written this story, is James Hugh Stevenson. And the illustrator, the person who has drawn all the pictures, is Laura Fuller. Now, this story has been written to help Coggeshall Big Park project, which is to raise funds to renovate the East Street recreation ground in Coggeshall. Now, I wonder, is there an otter in this story? Shall we read and find out? A slide, some swings and otter things. A little otter goes a long way, or so they say. Let's not downplay what one can achieve with a little leeway. Lotta is a tiny otter. To do great things, you don't need a lotter. The people of Coggeshall are lucky they got her. Lotta hasn't ever been seen or heard an otter roaming the streets of Coggeshall. How absurd! Lotta is mysterious and full of surprises. She is small yet strong, with many disguises. Lotta can change her size. She can be huge like a giraffe or tiny like flies. With her powers, she deceives the eyes. Lotta likes to sit on the top of the church. The roof is her favourite perch. She watches from behind the steeple, silently glaring at Coggeshall's people. She's the star player on the football team. Her role is important, though rarely seen. Not a playmaker, not a free kick taker, neither a defender, nor a meat pie vendor. Not a cider fiver, not even a theatrical diver. Not to brag, she's a corner flag. Lotta has a secret that she'll never admit. She's a romantic at heart, but that's not it. Everyone knows that she comes from good folk, but isn't it strange that she's in love with an oak? Lotta eats her lunch from behind the chapel. She has a problem she just can't handle. It is an issue that makes her frown. She must oil up her fruit to help it go down. Her paws are too stubby to easily grapple that greased up, buttered up, soon to be thrown up slippery pineapple. By day she sleeps in the park. She stalks the streets under cover of dark, treading very carefully, not leaving a mark. She's usually laid back, one to go with the flow, although her easy-going lifestyle was about to go. Too late? Maybe no. The swings had swung, the springs had sprung, the seesaw was no more. The sandpit was just a hole in the floor. The slide had died, but there was one bright side. The playground had Lotta, the heroic otter. She came up with a plan, for she was the super otter woman, the only one who can. She couldn't be a merry-go-round. She throws up when she's spun around. She's never had the grit to be a sandpit. Wait a bit. She could be a slide if she tried. She could be a springy or some other thingy. She could be the swings and some other things. And sometimes, when she feels able, she could even be a picnic table. For many years she kept her post, a modest little otter, not one to boast. Lotta didn't move when she needed the loo. People blamed local dogs when they found her poo. She stayed very still when a cute little doggy lifted its leg and made her soggy. Lotta suppressed a giggle when an old lady farted. She tooted, wheezed, then quickly departed. Lotta didn't move when the weather turned bad. As the months became years, she went a little mad. She sometimes thought she saw ghosts appear. The spirits of Coggeshall are nothing to fear. As Lotta grew older, she became a little lazy. Her legs became sore. Her memory was hazy. Why was she here? Had she gone crazy? How long had she been here? Had it been a long time? She'd been here so long she could no longer rhyme. No one noticed the shy little otter, a timid park squatter, starting to falter. Lotta needed a new plan, for she was still the super otter woman with an impressive lifespan. As she watched some kids play with a ball, an idea came to her in no time at all. It struck her suddenly right in the head. Not the idea, the ball. Her nose bled. She would build a new playground from recycled stuff. She already had some materials, strangely enough. She made an assistant out of a teapot and whatnot, a mechanical helper in the shape of an Ottbot. She named him Rob, the mechanical Ottler. He was a squat, crackpot, pink-frocked Ottbottler. They built a new slide made from discarded metal. They used old spoons, a cheese grater, and a rusty old kettle. Lotta constructed some swings as best as she could. For the seats she used old chairs borrowed from Hollywood. They used an old walker for the frame of the climber, donated by a kindly old-timer. Lotta went to the river and swiped an old dinghy. They used it to make a round swingy thingy. The broken old spinner, no longer a winner, was replaced by a log swing because logs are much thinner. After working all night, they could finally stop. They admired their work from a nearby rooftop. The playground was finished. It was shiny and new. There was even a bin for the dirty dog poo. The children once again had somewhere to play. The grown-ups had a bench on which they could stay. No one spared a thought for the hard-working architect who had worked all night to correct the defect. A little boy declared this was home. His dad sat on the bench checking his phone. On your next visit, keep your eyes wide. Look under the bench, then check the slide. You might find Lotta trying to hide. If you suspect that this tale might be true, sneak up to her hideout and whisper, "Thank you." And please, please, please pick up your dog's poo. And while you're there, pick up Lotta's too. A little thank you from the author. Thank you, Coggeshall. So many people to thank, so let's make a start. The first goes to Laura for her wonderful art. Laura would like to thank Rich and Ezra. She loves you so much, she wanted to tell you. Thank you to Anna for everything she did. A fantastic mediator. She was stuck in the mid. A thank you to Alex should not go amiss. She has done so much for me. She's my big sis. I've got to be careful, must not neglect all the people who worked on Coggeshall's Big Park project. Thank you to the donators. Thank you to the meeting note takers. Thank you to the sellers. Thank you to the wishwellers. Thank you to the business owners. Thank you to the time loaners. Thank you to the entire neighbourhood. You all were brilliant. We knew you would. The final thank you has to go to my mum. She has always supported me in everything I've done. That's it from me. I hope I didn't forget to say thank you to anyone who has helped with Coggeshall's Big Park project. From James, Lotta, and of course Hugh. You're all awesome. Thank you. Oh, what a remarkable otter Lotta is! How clever was she to recreate a whole new playground out of recycled materials? I think she was rather creative. The people of Coggeshall were very lucky to have an otter like Lotta. I wonder, do you think you could make something out of some recycled materials too? I hope you've enjoyed this Shed Time story, and if you want to, you can like, share, follow and subscribe to Shed Time Stories. Then you will be ready for the next book for us to share together. Bye-bye.